Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for returning if you've been here before. If not, thank you for clicking on this video. So, if you listened to my last video, you know that my audio was so crappy because I was just using a gaming headset for my mic. I got a new mic now, so hopefully this sounds a little better. And I am still welcoming feedback and ideas for how to improve my recording. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much time because I want to get right into these Reddit stories today. I have a mixed bag. I have some Am I the Assholes? I have some customer service rants and some advice seekers. So let's jump right into it. Just be forewarned. Is that the word? Be prepared. I did not add a lot of comments to these posts because these are all really new posts and they didn't have that many comments. But we can always do a follow up if necessary. So let's get into it. Am I the asshole? My ex girlfriend told me my current girlfriend sabotaged our relationship. I, 28 male, am really confused about the events of the last month. My ex girlfriend Julie, 29 female, thinks that my current girlfriend Mindy, 28 female, is manipulative and sabotaged our 4-year relationship. I was in a loving relationship with Julie for the last 4 years. We met through some mutual friends. Julie and I were very compatible in terms of our love for outdoor activities and running. We have very similar lifestyles and supported each other well for the last 4 years. We have also been living together for the last 3 years. We even discussed getting married during the summer. Everything was great, and I was planning to propose to her over the holidays. However, I started to see changes in her behavior in Julie around September. She was acting distant and looked stressed. It was quite noticeable, and I was worried. I trust her with all my heart, and I could not imagine she would be cheating on me. However, she did spend more time by herself. Around the same time, Julie's friend Mindy messaged me privately and asked me if I could meet her secretly, as she wanted to tell me something about Julie. Mindy and Julie work together, and I have known Mindy ever since I started dating Julie. I was surprised, but to be honest, I assumed the worst. I met her at a cafe after work. She asked me if things were going okay between Julie and me. She told me that Julie told her that she was planning to leave me soon. This was a total shock to me. I asked her if there was anyone else that Julie was interested in, and she told me no. Julie confided in her that she was not sure about marrying me. She told me she just had to tell me this as she did not want me to be blindsided. I was devastated. I started putting more effort into making our relationship more exciting and planning more dates, etc. Mindy was also helping me through this time and telling me more about what Julie told her. Eventually, before Thanksgiving, Julie told me that she loved me, but she wanted to take a break for a month to live alone. She said that she just wanted to live alone for a month to make sure she wanted to marry me. I was completely heartbroken. I asked her if she wanted to pursue someone else. She told me that was not the case, and I better not do anything stupid either. She loves me with all her heart, but she just wants to stay away from me to make sure that she was marrying me for love and not just because she's used to being with me. I did not understand that at all. I told her that if she is not sure after 4 years if she wants to marry me, then maybe we should just break up. We had a big fight and broke up after a few days. As our lease was ending, we decided to part ways in December. She got a new apartment and I kept our old apartment and just took her name off the lease. After the breakup, I was feeling very lonely as I was not used to being in the apartment alone. I didn't want to keep on being sad and hence invited a bunch of friends over for a New Year's party. I also invited Mindy. We had a good time, and my friends were doing their best to cheer me up. Mindy also mingled with my friends, and it was good. Mindy decided to stay back to help me clean, and we hooked up that night. I felt guilty, but Mindy did cheer me up. Since then, we've hung out almost daily at my place. I'm still sad about Julie, but I won't lie that being with Mindy does make me feel happy. She is sweet and caring. Last Sunday, we woke up and someone was banging on the door. I went to open it and it was Julie. She looked furious and started yelling at me. She kept on accusing me of cheating on her. I told her I most certainly did not cheat on her, and she was the one who broke up with me. Mindy was also at my apartment. Julie was just angry at both of us. She started calling Mindy a manipulative bitch and told me that Mindy was the one who suggested to her that she should take some time away from me to understand her true feelings. I calmed her down and asked her to explain herself. She told me that ever since our marriage talk, she told Mindy about it, and Mindy kept on asking Julie if she was sure about marrying me. Mindy suggested she take some time to herself to understand her true feelings and that I will understand and give her space. When I said no, Mindy convinced her that I was so controlling that I could not even give her 1 month to herself and convinced her to break up with me. Mindy told me that she did not say any such things, and these were all Julie's ideas, and she was just there during these conversations. She did tell Julie that she told me about some of the things so that I get a chance to make things right with her over the last few months. That made Julie more angry, and she started accusing me of emotionally cheating on her. Julie told me that the last few weeks have made her realize that we were meant to be together, but now she cannot believe I could move on from a 4 year relationship in a week. On one hand, I want to believe Julie, but she broke up with me for no fault of my own. Mindy was there for me when I was down, but now I also doubt her. She suddenly started talking to me out of the blue, as we were never really close before, and immediately became my support after the breakup, although Julie was her close friend. Am I the asshole to emotionally cheat on Julie? Should I have told her about Mindy's texts? Should I have not moved on from her so quickly, even though Julie broke up with me? I was just hurting, and Mindy was right there to support me. I need advice from someone with a clear mind on what the fuck is going on. Okay, bro, you are dumb. You're dumb. Yeah. I think that Mindy was in there eh, putting some wrenches in the gears of your relationship, and she got exactly what she wanted. She got you. Um, that's all there is to it. I mean, let me know what you guys think. But I think Mindy inserted herself into a relationship that had nothing to do with her, and then she just took Julie's place like nothing ever happened. Um, I think I think she manipulated both of them. Period. Okay, we have a pretty long Am I the Asshole? So buckle in. This is going to take a few. Am I the asshole for banning my husband's sister from my house until she uses the names of my twins? I, 38 female, am married with 2 children. Twins, Amy and Nina, 6 female. We live in the same town as most of his families in the house I inherited from my grandfather. It is the biggest house in my family, so we often host family gatherings. My husband's youngest sister, Jane, 31 female, has been traveling for work ever since her early 20s. Mid 2022, she moved in with her fiance about a half-hour drive away from us. After that, Jane shows up regularly at family gatherings and rebuilds relationships with her family members. The only thing she never bothers to do is address my daughters by their names. Amy and Nina are identical twins. I understand when people refer to them as the twins, but I think it is important that their individuality is respected. I always tell my family and friends that now that they are 6 years old, it's important for them to have their own identity and, if possible, please treat them as individual rather than a pair or unit. My girls have different interests and hair/dressing styles, so it is not hard to tell them apart. Jane always insists on calling the girls the twins and makes no effort to distinguish them. I asked her many times to treat them as individuals, like her other nieces and nephews, and Jane would say, okay, and then keep doing the same thing. Last Christmas, Amy made paper cranes and Nina painted flower pictures as their Christmas gifts to everyone in the family. They signed their names and individually handed the gift to everyone. Jane's fiance had to work this year and did not join us, So after brunch, she video called him in the living room while the rest of us did our thing nearby. Her fiance saw the crane in her hand and asked where she got it. And Jane said, "Oh, one of the twins gave it to me for Christmas. The other twin drew some flowers." I felt that this was a disrespect as my girls put a lot of effort into the gifts and deserved to have their private dedication recognized. When everyone left, I told Jane I expected her to call my girls Amy and Nina from now on and to treat them like individuals and know their differences. Jane said that she won't bother as my girls are too young. So I told her she's banned from my house until she learns how to address my girls by their names. Jane just stomped off. My husband agreed with me on this. A few days ago, my mother in law called to plan my husband's birthday in early February. I told her we could have the party at my house like usual, but Jane would not be invited. My mother in law was alarmed and asked why, and when she learned of what happened, she was mad at Jane. Jane called me a few hours ago, calling me an asshole for making a big deal out of something insignificant. She said my girls will be known as the twins, whether I like it or not. And once they get older, people will recognize them as individuals, but not now when they're young and just another, quote, couple of girls. She said she deserves to be with her family for her brother's birthday, and I need to let it go. Am I the asshole? All right. Jane, do you have twins? Because I feel like the mom of the twins definitely deserves to have her request honored. The girls do deserve to have their individuality recognized, and they're six. All right. It's not Jane's decision to say whether they're too young to care or not, you know? That's just my opinion. I don't think you're the asshole. And let me see. There's no verdict yet on this post because it's a new post. Um, let me see. Not the asshole. This is a comment by Mama Grammy. She says, "Not the asshole. As the mother of identical twin girls who are now adults, I was very intentional about clearly treating them as individuals while still enjoying the uniqueness of being twins. Creating an environment where they are treated as two separate humans, not a unit, is incredibly important. They have commented more than once how much they appreciated this growing up. Stick to your guns on this." I agree. I agree. I don't have twins. But I feel like this is kind of common sense. What do you guys think? All right, here's another short. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for not wanting to give back the gifts my ex gave me? I, 27 female, got a text from my ex, 32 male, saying that he wanted me to ship him back all of the gifts that he bought me: a Louis Vuitton bag, MacBook Air, Air Max Pro, Canada Goose jacket, cardigan, and $500 that he gave me for Chinese New Year. I I dated my ex for 2.5 years and we broke up 3 to 4 times in the past. He cheated, but he was my first boyfriend and I truly loved him, so it was hard for me to actually break up with him. He said that he would file a lawsuit if he didn't get the gifts back. He also said that he was upset and extremely angry how I never bought him any expensive gifts for him in return. I am currently in med school and don't work. I don't really mind giving him the gifts back, but the way he texted me was extremely rude, and he gave me so much trauma that I'm not sure if I want to give him the gifts back. Should I just give him the gifts back or should I just keep the gifts? All right, this guy cheated on you. He is being an asshole to you. When you're in a relationship, if you give somebody a gift, it's a gift. Um, he can try to take you to court, but it's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to get his gifts back from you through a court case. That's stupid. Um, and the fact that you're in med school and he knows you can't afford to buy him expensive gifts, and again, he freaking cheated on you. I mean, screw him, right? Um, yeah, just keep the gifts and block his ass, period. Am I the asshole for refusing to name my daughter the name of my husband's dead grandmother and my bullies? When I was in high school, I was constantly bullied by Sophie. She made fun of my appearance, personality, hobbies, and grades. She also spread rumors about me and often told me that she wished I'd die and was pretty specific about this. In elementary school, there was a bitchy, stuck up brat named Sophie who endlessly spoke about how she was rich. In general, I do not have a positive connotation of the name Sophie, but wouldn't just dislike someone because they share that name. My husband, 27, and I, 26, were discussing names for our child. We don't know if it is going to be male or female, but started making a list of 10 male and 10 female names that we would consider. One of the female names my husband was insistent on was Sophie, the name of his dead grandmother who basically raised him since his parents were always busy with work. At once, I told him that I would not even consider it because the bully who tormented me throughout all of high school was also named Sophie. He got angry since he really wanted to use the name of the person who meant so much to him, but I refused. He told me that we should at least put in the possible names, but I said absolutely not, since I did not even want to consider it. He got really angry that I wasn't trying to take his opinion into account. Am I the asshole for refusing to consider to name our child Sophie? Whew, that's a tough one because when it comes to naming your kid, you need to agree. And he's insistent that he wants the name Sophie, and she's insistent that she does not want the name Sophie. There are some compromises available, I think. Perhaps she could consider using it as a middle name, but if it's really that traumatic for her, then perhaps she should put her foot down. Um, and say, this is my preemptory strike. I don't want Sophie. That's the one name I don't want. There are a million other names in the world. That might hurt his grandmother, but or hurt him because of his grandmother, I should say. But I don't know. This is trauma we're talking about, and it stays with you for life. And I wouldn't want her to resent her child going forward because of the name that her husband insisted on having. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. All right, and that is all the Reddit stories I have for you today. Thank you so much for listening, and I am looking forward to your guys' reactions and feedback in the comments section below. Please, before you go, do not forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos from me in the future. I will see you guys next time then.